for some box office predictions.
Let's do it.
And I want to get everybody in here. Before we go over to Wendy and Sinead, I'm going to let John Roca kick off. Your box office predictions. Here's how we do it. The top 5 of this weekend are going to be, and we need your number for the #1 movie.
Wow. Okay, well, here's the deal. I think, unfortunately, #1 will be Inferno, which looks terrible from every trailer I've seen. But we'll see how it does. I think it's going to be #1 still because Tom Hanks is a major draw. This is the 3rd film in this franchise. I don't know how he keeps going. It's amazing to me. I think Jack Reacher will be #2. It's actually getting good. Now, $44 million is what they're looking at for Jack. I mean, this is so incredible for Jack Reacher.
Not a good movie.
Because it's not a good movie.
Not a good movie.
Boo, A Medea Halloween, which I am actually hearing good things about, and I might actually go see this. I think is 3rd. The Accountant, 4th, which was really good, and more people need to go see this Gavin O'Connor film. The Accountant was so good. I just saw it this past week over at the NoHo 7. So good, and Affleck does such great quiet work, and Anna Kendrick is fantastic as well. And Ouija, Origin of Evil, I think will round us out at #5. My shout out to Perry because it's horror. I think Inferno is going to be 24 million. How about that? 24 million sounds about right.
For Inferno, yeah, 24 million is a pretty good number. I'm going to say $21 million for Inferno. I don't hear a lot of buzz about it, but it is Tom Hanks opening the movie. We just saw Tom Hanks have a huge opening with Sully in September, so maybe we get something. And Inferno, there's some scary elements. There's some horror elements to it. Maybe that plays well on Halloween. I got Inferno #1, 21 million. At #2, I'm going to have Boo, the Medea movie. At #3, I got to give it to Jack Reacher, Never Going Back, even though I'd love to bump Ouija up there because it is Halloween weekend. I just don't think it has quite enough. And at #5, I will top things off with The Accountant. How about you, Perry?
All right. Obviously, I'm going Inferno #1. And originally, I thought it was going to make close to 30 million. But then the Thursday numbers came in, and its Thursday number was a little low.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to
lean.
I do.
Numbers.
I do. I love numbers. I think I'm going to go with 23 million for Inferno.
Oh, wow.
All right. Cut Roca's legs underneath.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep. That's my style. #2, Boo, A Medea Halloween. I think it's going to do well. I look at Cinema Score every once in a while. I do think that does, it functions as somewhat of a sign of what could happen.
People are liking this film.
It's got an A.
Yeah.
So and like what you just said, good word of mouth. I wouldn't be surprised if that got more butts and seats for that. #3, I'm going Jack Reacher. Then for 4, I have The Accountant, beating out Ouija primarily because it's going to be in more theaters. Yeah. So Inferno, Boo, Jack Reacher, The Accountant, Ouija.
All right, she's going against the game board, but it still comes in at the #5 slot. Sinead DeVries, your top 5 for this weekend.
All right, mine's almost very close to yours, Perry. But I have Inferno, then Boo, Jack Reacher.
Yeah, Boo.
Then I have Ouija just because it's Halloween weekend, and I seriously think that people might go do it. And then I have The Accountant, which, Roca, you're right.
So we have the same list.
Yeah.
So what's your number?
We do have the same list.
How much money do you think Inferno is going to make opening weekend?
I still think it's gonna make close to 30, but I'll say 27.
Okay, it's 27-21
Boom.
for possibly the winning list, and now we get Pikachu's involvement here. Wendy Lee, what do you think is in the top 5 this week?
I have the identical list to you and Sinead.
Oh,
so
boy.
I have Inferno at #1, Boo at #2, Jack Reacher 3, Ouija 4, and Accountant at 5. And I think I like your number. I like the 27 for Inferno, but
safe
number.
gonna
It's
price
good,
this right,
but
one of us.
I'm gonna go pessimistic, and I'm gonna go with 22.
Ooh.
Oh, she prices righted me. So 22,
We're not playing by
21, but actually if Inferno makes $21 million or less and that list turns out to be right, that means Daddy takes the cake. So Wendy in the 22 to 25 pocket, and then Sinead, anything 26 million or above wins, and probably none of us will get it right because that's how it works here on Box Office Predictions.